In this video, I'm going to teach you how to find the least common multiple, or LCM. So let's say we are tasked to find the LCM of 6, 8, and 12. So we're going to find the LCM of these three numbers using these methods: listing, prime factorization, and continuous division. So all these three methods can get the same result of the LCM of these three numbers. Now let us find the LCM using the listing method. So this is how you do it. So let's write the number 6, and we're going to find the multiples of 6. So it will be 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, and 60. So how did we get that? We just keep on adding 6 to the number. So starting with 6, keep on adding 6, and then you will have these numbers. And there are infinitely many multiples of 6. So that's why we add 3 dots, because it continues infinitely. So we'll just end with 60. And then we'll have another number, which is 8. So we're going to find all the multiples of 8 as much as we can, and to do that, we're going to keep on adding 8, which is 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, and 80. So, and so on. So there are, again, infinitely many multiples of a number, and we'll just end at to 80. Then we will list all the multiples of 12 by keep on adding 12 to the number. So we have 12 plus 12, 24, plus 12, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96, 108, and 120. So, and so on. And then after listing, you can now find the least common multiple. So we change the colors of those multiples that are common to these three numbers. So there are infinitely many common multiples, but we will have only these numbers because we only have limited space. We have 24 and 48. These are common multiples of a number. There are also some other multiples which are common to two numbers, but those will not be included because it has to be all three numbers should be the same or common. And so we are going to find out the least common multiple. So by saying least, it should be the smallest multiple. So the smallest is 24, and that is the LCM of 6, 8, and 12. Now this time we are going to find the least common multiple using prime factorization. And this is how you do it. So let's put all the numbers given, the 6, 8, and 12, and we're going to find the LCM of this. And then we're going to do prime factorization. So we're going to separate the 6 into 2. We can write 2 and 3. 2 times 3 is 6, and these 2 and 3 are all the primes. And so the factored form of 6, it will be 2 times 3. Now for 8, we can separate it into 2 times 4. Now 2 is already prime, but 4 is composite, so we can separate it into two numbers. So it can be 2 times 2. And so the factored form of 8 will be 2 times 2 times 2. For 12, we can separate it into 3 times 4. And again, 3 is already prime and 4 is composite. So let's separate it 2 times 2. And so the factored form of 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. Now since we already have the factored forms of these three numbers, then we can find now the least common multiple. So this is how you do it. We're going to arrange all these three factored forms in a vertical order. In vertical form. So we have 2 times 3, and then we have the 2 times 2 times 2. But here observe that I put space in in line with the times 3 because we're gonna put the same primes in one vertical column, in one column. So that's why the 2's cannot be put in line with 3. And then now we'll have the light green factored form, 2 times 2 times 3. So now we're gonna align with the 2's and the 3. As you observe that it is aligned with the violet 3 and also the 2. And then so we're going to put a line, and we're gonna put we will not add but just copy whatever is in that column. So in this column we have 2, so we'll copy 2. Now in this column we have 3, so we'll copy 3. Now another column we have 2, so that's 2. And in this column we have times 2, so we'll put 2. And then this will be now your least common multiple. So 2 times 3 times 2 times 2 will be 24. Now this time we're gonna find the LCM using the continuous division. So this is how you do it. Now we're gonna put the venculum in the vertical bar. So it's like the usual division, which is inverted. And we're gonna put the numbers 6, 8, and 12, the numbers that we want to get the LCM. And then we're going to find a common divisor to all these three. So it is 2 because all these three are even numbers, so they are divisible by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So let's continue. Now you might wonder how you're going to continue if all these three doesn't have a common divisor. You cannot divide a number that can divide all except for 1, but 1 is unnecessary to divide. So in least common multiple, it's kind of different from the greatest common factor, because in LCM, as long as there are at least two numbers that are having a common divisor, then you can continue dividing. So in this case, we have it can be 3 and 6, or it can be 4 and 6. So I'll just choose 4 and 6. They are both divisible by 2 because they are both even numbers. So we will divide 2, and let's continue. Now we will have a problem with 3. 3 divided by 2 is not possible. It will be a decimal. So what we will do is just copy it because it cannot be divided. Now with 4, 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And that's it. Then we will continue. So we have 3 and 3. There are two 3's, and that means we can divide this by 3. And no problem with 2. If it cannot be divided, then just copy it. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 2 divided by 3 cannot be, so just copy. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And then we'll just stop there because there's nothing other common numbers except for 1, but it's unnecessary. You divide 1 by 1, it's just itself, so it will be infinitely long continuous division. So we'll just end there, and then we can now get the least common multiple. And so here I colored the numbers that we needed for the least common multiple. So unlike the GCF, it's only the numbers at the left, 2, 2, and 3. But here in least common multiple, it is the left side and the bottom part numbers are included to get the least common multiple. So let's find the LCM. So LCM is equal to, so it will be this, 2 times 2 times 3 times 1 times 2 times 1. Or you may not include 1 anymore, it's up to you. So if you multiply all this, you will get 24, and that's the least common multiple. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have learned from this video. Please support my channel by pressing the subscribe button, and also write the math topics you want to learn in the comment section.